Pope Francis is quickly becoming known as the Missionary Pope. Throughout his teachings, writings, and demeanor, he insists on the priority of mission. Pope Francis advocates making an option for the poor as an effective way to proclaim God's love in today's world and attract others to the gospel message. In his Evangelii Gaudium, Pope Francis explains his hope to reform the church into a more missionary organization that gets its hands dirty for the sake of the poor and oppressed. I'm Sam Stanton, Executive Director of the Catholic nonprofit organization Maryknoll Lay Missioners. I am regularly inspired by the direction Pope Francis represents by asking the church to be more missionary disciples. Francis says is this way: if the whole church takes up this missionary impulse, she has to go forth to everyone without exception. But to whom should she go first? When we read the gospel, we find a clear indication, not so much our friends and neighbors, but above all the poor and sick, those who are usually despised and overlooked, those who cannot repay you. Father Larry Schneider, president of U.S. Catholic Charities, says, every day Pope Francis gives us concrete images of what Christian charity looks like in our time. I find this to be true, and it really epitomizes the reason so many people today find themselves drawn to Pope Francis' message. To take up Francis' call to be missionary disciples, we must first be open to God in our own lives. We encounter the Lord 1,000 times a day if we could only open our eyes to see it. But how can we open ourselves up to the experience of this God who walks with us? Pope Francis suggests the first step to seeking and finding God in all things is the act of discernment. Christian discernment means that one takes a step back from life and see where God is active in it. So I invite you, stay back from the whirlwind of everyday life and reflect on the many ways God is touching you, reaching out to you, and offering you grace. Becoming aware of God who walks with us may lead to the realization that you wish to serve others in compassion. I pray that by serving others in this way, you may experience the Holy Spirit's life-renewing, transformative power.